Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video, and today I'm going to be talking about what the future holds for CM Punk now in WWE. Now, I made my emotional video. You guys, if you hadn't seen it, I made that video yesterday. My genuine reaction to CM Punk coming out. I did put that on a short. It was originally on my Instagram, but I did put it on YouTube Shorts for you guys to see it. If you haven't, guys, see it. But with all the dust clearing right now on CM Punk's epic return, we need to get into where the future now aligns with CM Punk and where his character is going, where it is going to go in WWE. Rivalries, possible championship reigns, pay-per-views, all that stuff. So, without really knowing that many of the details on CM Punk's contract status with WWE, there is going to be discussion on whether CM Punk is full-time, part-time, Brock Lesnar part-time, Roman Reigns part-time, Chris Jericho kind of full-time, part-time WWE contract from years ago. There is going to be an interesting discussion on that depending on where CM Punk contract lies. Now, a lot of people are under the assumption that CM Punk is probably going to be a part-time wrestler. However, that being said, when he wrestled in AEW, he was not a part-time wrestler. He had a full-time contract with AEW. Now, with that being said, though, despite him having a full-time contract with AEW doesn't have house shows. Well, they're starting to kind of get house shows this year. I think it was they had their first one. But again, they're far in between. They rarely do have house shows. And again, they only have had a couple that they just started doing this year. They don't really have house shows. They never really did them. And again, most of the time, AEW just tapes for TV and pay-per-views, and that's it. So, because of this, AEW kind of has more of a break period when you're wrestling for AEW compared to WWE, where WWE, on the other hand, is very, very much hands-on when it comes to house shows, TV, pay-per-views, all that stuff. They got a much better schedule, or I'm sorry, not better, a harder schedule than AEW does. So, because of that, I'm not exactly sure if CM Punk has a legitimate full-time contract with WWE. I'm willing to bet he has more of a lighter contract, where he does get some days off. I don't expect him to do that many house shows, if any. He most likely will probably just wrestle for TV. But I don't think at the same time CM Punk is going to want to be a full-time, part-time wrestler. I think he's going to be more of a full-time wrestler that does have a lighter schedule. Because I do believe CM Punk does want to wrestle more often than not. He has a passion for this, still coming out of AEW. Now, there were some injury concerns, obviously, in AEW. His foot, and then, of course, the tricep tore off the bone. These were unfortunate injuries, but injuries do happen to even younger guys. So I don't think this is going to derail CM Punk or the perspective on WWE to, push him for whatever they decide to do with him, like as in trying to win a title or world title or whatever. But it is interesting to think about. Now, what are the plans for CM Punk for feuds, rivalries, matches, and whatnot? Well, obviously, what everybody has been talking about right now, and what I even pointed out in my emotional video, is that it's probably going to be Seth Rollins and CM Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania 40, Night 1 main event. This is what a lot of people are expecting. Now, while it is not yet confirmed, there is still a lot of elements in the room. A lot of people might think it might come earlier. I don't think it will, because I think the money match would be at WrestleMania. If you're going to do it, I think you should save it for WrestleMania. Now, there's a lot of different things. A lot of people think that maybe they will do this match, but it won't be for the world title. That some people think that Seth might lose the world title by that point. Because obviously you still got Damian Priest, who is senior Money in the Bank. And they did try to cash in just yesterday. Remember, Rhea Ripley came in during the Men's War Games to try and do the cash-in for Damian Priest. But, of course, Randy Orton did make his return and then participated in the Men's War Game match, and that put a stop to that potential cash-in for Damian Priest to cash in on Seth Rollins. So there is that issue on whether or not Damian Priest will be successful in cashing in the Money in the Bank contract if he's going for the world title, since now he can cash it in for any world title, or for any title, Intercontinental, U.S. title, because of the stupid thing that Austin Theory did. Yeah, this is going to be a problem, because, again, how long are you going to derail Damian Priest, from possibly winning the world title, or, if you decide for him to win the world title? Again, they might just have him lose. But, again, if you have him lose, that's going to be another blow to the Money in the Bank contract. So, again, this is going to be another problem that's going to have to be resolved, because, if you hang on to Damian Priest from not winning the world title for much longer, there's probably not going to be a real window for him to win the title, unless they plan on him having a short title reign as champion if he does win it. They did do that to Edge before, when Edge won Money in the Bank the first time. He only had the title for 3 weeks. So there is a possibility that could happen, or Damian could just outright lose in his title shot for the title. But yeah, that's going to be interesting to see where they go with this. And I don't think there's another pay-per-view in December, which, again, is really weird that they're not having a pay-per-view in December. But they didn't do that last year, I think, either. But anyways, that's going to be something that's going to have to be looked at in this whole title quest. Anyways, what other feuds are there possible for CM Punk, at least for in the short term right now? Because obviously, if we're under the assumption that Seth Rollins versus CM Punk, whether it's for the world title or not, is going to take place at WrestleMania 40, there's going to obviously be a match that he's going to have before that. I'm going to be under the assumption that he's going to probably wrestle on Raw, too, here and there, maybe even wrestle at Raw this week. Or I'm sorry, not this week, tomorrow, on Monday Night Raw. There might be a possibility he wrestles. Also, this whole Shinsuke Nakamura vignettes that's been going on, obviously it was clearly towards CM Punk, so CM Punk is here. Is that going to lead to a feud at Royal Rumble? The Royal Rumble pay-per-view, Punk probably will be in the Royal Rumble match, but will he have an actual match at the pay-per-view itself against Shinsuke Nakamura? That's going to be something that needs to be built on, or will they just have it on Raw? I don't know. But again, there's a lot of different things he can do. Also, I don't think I explained this also too, but I'm sure a lot of people are going to wonder about this is whether CM Punk is going to be exclusively to Monday Night Raw, or is he going to be exclusively to SmackDown? I believe CM Punk is going to be on the Raw roster. And I believe Randy Orton is going to be on the SmackDown roster. And why do I say that? Because Randy Orton being on SmackDown doesn't really have as much star power there other than LA Knight. Roman Reigns is part-time, so you don't really see him that much. And there really isn't that much interest on SmackDown that much. So you're going to need a star guy there. Randy Orton is a star guy who, by the way, has not faced Roman Reigns during this, heel run that he has had. They were supposed to have it at SummerSlam a couple of years ago, but that ended up going to Brock Lesnar because Orton was still out, or at least that was the rumors at the time. So I believe Roman Reigns, if he does defend the title at Royal Rumble, he's probably going to face Randy Orton. And I think that would probably be the most sensical feud before WrestleMania for him to have. I don't think you have CM Punk face Roman Reigns because, let's face it, I don't think that would be a good idea right now. CM Punk just came back, and you don't really want to have him lose to Roman right now. Just doesn't seem right. And yes, I know Randy Orton just came back too, but I mean, Randy Orton, was supposed to face Roman Reigns already, but he never got to. Where CM Punk, is just coming back for the first time in 10 years in WWE, I think it would make more sense for him to go up against various guys on the Raw roster rather than go right for Roman. I honestly, I don't think he should go for Roman anyways right now. I think that'd be kind of a bad idea right now. Anyways, so I think it would be kind of better for him to go up against Randy at Royal Rumble, in turn for him to then face Cody at WrestleMania. Because we know Cody's gonna win the Rumble again and go up against Roman. So that's where I think this is going. That's where I think this one is going, is that it's going to be Cody still. Now, some people think that, CM Punk might win the Royal Rumble then if Seth Rollins is going to face him. I don't think so, because I think whoever, the way it's positioned right now, I don't see anybody character-wise being like, hey, I want to fight Seth Rollins for the world title over Roman Reigns' WWE Championship. That doesn't make sense to me. Because Roman obviously has been the champion for over 1,000 days now. Why would any wrestler not want to face Roman Reigns? That is the true champion. Like, he is the true world champion, okay, right now. Seth Rollins, as Paul Heyman put it, was a consolational prize. He kind of buried the title before it started. You know what I'm saying? He kind of buried the title. I know that's another reason why Seth Rollins' World Championship should have been tied to the old world title, because it's not tied to the new World Championship that Seth has is a new world champion. It doesn't have any, lineage linked to the old world title, which I think is so stupid, because it's like, if they would have connected that title to the old title, at least you could have used the prestigiousness of what the old world title was about. But now it's just a brand new title, that they just expect is already elevated, which it really isn't, because of the way they buried it with Paul Heyman saying it was a consolational prize. Again, I don't understand the logic on why they couldn't just connect it, because when they reactivated the Intercontinental title in 2003, they kept the fucking records intact with it. So I don't know why it was an issue this time around. Just kind of dumb shit that they do these days when it comes to WWE. But anyways, if we're to believe that it's going to be CM Punk and if we're to believe it's going to be CM Punk and Seth Rollins for the title or not for the title WrestleMania 40, they have to establish that CM Punk is still a serious contender. And while he was the uncrowned AEW World Champion, fortunately, we're never going to see that title again on WWE TV because, copyright issues. But it would be kind of funny if Punk did come out with that title because I still think he has the title. I think he still does have the world title that he put the X on it. It would be kind of funny if he came out with the title. I had even come up with an idea where WWE makes like a title that looks like the AEW World title, but it just says Wrestling Championship on it or something, but it has the same designs and stuff like that. It just doesn't have the AEW logos on it. And then he puts an X through it, and then Brink comes out and says that he's like the real world champion. I think that would be kind of funny if they would go to those lengths. They tried doing that with Ric Flair. Like after they lost the Ric Flair world title, like they lost the big gold belt, in a lawsuit from WCW. And so then WWE tried for a little bit to like make like a pretend like world title that like kind of looked like the big gold belt, but you could clearly see it was different. But they ultimately scratched it because it just kind of was stupid at that point. It would be kind of funny if they could try to do something like that where they try to make a new world title just for CM Punk that looks like the AEW title, but it doesn't have the AEW logos on it, and it just has Wrestling Champion on it, but it has the same shape design as the AEW World Champion, and then they spray paint it with an X, and then Punk comes out with it. And then Punk comes out with it saying, now, on the other channel, I was their real world champion and I never lost this title, or something like that. It'd be kind of funny if they did that. But I think that'd be too much work for WWE to try and do that. And that'd be also putting over AEW, which I don't think WWE wants to do. So, anyways, yeah, there's a lot of opponents on Raw. I mean, you got Drew, who's on Raw. You got Shinsuke, who I think he's gonna feud with first. I think that's who he's gonna feud with first. I mean, even the baby faces. I mean, obviously he already feuded with Orton though, so there's so many guys that he could feud with. Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn. I mean, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens are currently babyface, and Kevin Owens is on SmackDown. But, I mean, there's so many different guys, and even the younger guys, too, that he could face. LA Knight. I mean, LA Knight's on SmackDown, though, but that'd be kind of interesting if he could do that. I mean, the sky's the limit with some of the guys right now with the top guys. I know he has wanted to feud with Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't think Stone Cold's going to come back for another match, but I think that would be down the line if they decided to do that. There's so many different guys. I think right now, though, and I'm sure he's going to go up against some of the younger guys on Raw, like I said, for Monday Raw, but for like the big matches right now, Royal Rumble, possibly Shinsuke one-on-one, and then the Royal Rumble match. Elimination Chamber will be in the Chamber match, so he can get the number one contender spot against Seth Rollins because Cody's going to win the Royal Rumble, because they're going to put Cody in that elite class with Austin and Shawn to win the Rumble back-to-back and really kind of set the stage for Roman Reigns and Cody too, and have Cody win this time. But, so yeah, it was one of those things where, WWE and CM Punk there's definitely going to be interest, and there's definitely going to be, like, with the matches, with some of the younger guys, and then the big matches. But again, the big matches, I think right now, Shinsuke Royal Rumble match, because you can do 2 matches on the pay-per-view with the Rumble and the regular match. And then you got the Chamber, wins the Chamber, takes on Seth for the world title. That's what I think's going to happen. I don't know if you have Punk beat Seth. And then there's also the elephant in the room of, again, Damian Priest, if he wants to cash in. You know, if Punk wins and then Damian cashes in, that's going to be, you know, interesting in itself. I mean, I don't think people are going to want to see that. But it is going to be interesting to see how they handle Punk. Because, I mean, Punk's a huge draw. Okay, he is a huge draw. He sells merchandise like crazy. AEW were fools to fire Punk because, again, they're losing all that money. They're losing the ratings. They're losing that merchandise on the table. Punk was their top guy, and now they're scrambling. I mean, they have MJF, but they fucked MJF up because, I mean, he's a fucking bland babyface now. You know, MJF should have been a heel for life. Like, he should have been a heel until, like, you know, he's in his 60s and his career's over by that point. Like, fucking MJF was a fucking amazing heel. He's like a Ric Flair type heel. He should never have turned babyface. That was the single dumbest thing AEW has done so far, other than firing CM Punk, of course. But, you know, they have MJF and they're misusing him. Despite how good he was, you know, prior to him turning babyface. So, unfortunately, again, AEW, I don't know if they're going to recover from this. I mean, they're still going to be on TV. I'm not going to be biased like a lot of these WWE bots are. But, you know, because I want AEW to succeed. I want them to succeed because they succeed, then WWE will succeed. You know, competition is always great. But AEW right now is a mess. They're a hot mess, you know, and until Tony Khan actually becomes a boss and, you know, puts down these stupid fucking EVPs and not fucking run it like a fucking asylum, you know, they're going to continue screwing everybody up. They're going to continue screwing everything. So, yeah. That's about it. Let me know what you guys think. What matches do you guys think Punk will have on Raw, or where do you think he'll go? What do you think his feuds will be going in? I think it's, for me right now, I'm thinking Shinsuke, Rumble match. Then you got the Chamber, you got the Chamber, wins the Chamber, goes against Seth Rollins for the world title, WrestleMania, main event night 1. Finally gets that main event that he wanted, well, at least on the first night, because that didn't exist back then, when he was with WWE the first time. So let me know what you guys think. Comment, rate, if you like this video and my videos, please subscribe, hit that notification bell for all these contents. Thank you, and that's about it, guys. I am the SS Ultimate Goku, moderate. Peace! Also, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, the SS Ultimate Goku, Twitch, the SS Ultimate Goku, Instagram, the SS Ultimate Goku. Also, I do have a Discord link in the description. We talk about anime, dubs, cartoons, live-action movies, live-action TV shows, NFL, and American football, WWE, and AEW news, all that good stuff. So, yeah, go check the Discord out. And now I'm out. Peace.